I've got to get to the Deion Sanders hire. Deion Sanders coming to Colorado. This was his introductory press conference.
I have one of the best coaching staffs assembled, some of the best scouts, some of the best kids that we're recruiting, and commitments already coming on the way as I speak. And now that I've gotten here and I see it, and I understand it, Rick, and I can grasp it, and I can touch it, and I can feel it, and I can taste it, I truly understand what you want. All you want is an opportunity to win, to compete, to dominate, to be amongst the elite, to be amongst the best. And darn it, I'm going to give you that.
I mean, forgive me if I get chills right now. Obviously, at my alma mater, it has not been very good for a long time, better part of 2 decades. And now Colorado takes a giant swing in the coaching carousel and hires Deion Sanders. And I have told you before on this show, and I will reiterate this point. There is no more important hire at any university than the football coach. Period. That football coach sets the tone for everything that happens at the university. A lot of people scoff at that, but there's a lot of data to back that up. I've gone through the data at Alabama and Clemson. You can go through the data at TCU and what happens at these places that put themselves on the map because they've got a great coach and a great football team. And what happens? The academics increase. The level of applicant increases. The number of applicants increase. The number of out-of-state applicants increase. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars a year when you get the right guy at your university. I haven't even gone into the program yet. I'm talking about the university. Now we get to the program and this specific hire. I could not be more excited as an alum and a guy that played at that school and loved that school. You got to keep in mind, the reason I love this sport, the reason that I do a podcast like this, that I've wanted to do, be in this industry for almost my entire life, is because of games at Folsom Field. My dad, who is one of my greatest heroes, was a high school football coach, and he would take me to the north stands at Folsom Field. And I will never forget the first time that he ever took me to a game. And it was 1986 or 7. It's tough to remember exactly the year. And Colorado played Oklahoma. And this was Barry Switzer's Oklahoma Sooners. And this was mid-'80s, and they were rolling. They were really good. And I saw that Buffalo run out. And I saw those gold helmets run out. And from that moment on in my life, there was nothing I wanted to do more than play at Colorado. I fell in love with the sport because of Saturday afternoons at Folsom Field. That's what's in my heart. Okay, so now that person talking, I could not be more excited for this hire. Colorado, the program that I love, that I watched win national championships, that I watched have Heisman Trophy winners and Thorpe Award winners and Butkus Award winners. This storied program from my youth had fallen on some of the hardest times of any program in the country. You could make an argument that they had the worst Power 5 roster in America this year. I mean, it was not good at all. And now, in the course of one afternoon, the most relevant program in the country is Colorado because of one guy. You want to talk about the importance of a hire, the importance of a football coach? How about Colorado and Deion Sanders? When you hire a guy like this, you got to understand you're hiring a guy that is one of one. College football is about perception, it's about recruiting, and it's about your head coach. Can he put himself in a position to basically be a star? So that when a letter arrives, when a text arrives, when a DM arrives on a player's phone or at the house or wherever it is, it's immediately like, ooh, yeah, that's right. Hey, Nick Saban texted me. Ryan Day texted me. Kirby Smart texted me. Deion Sanders texted me. That's why this is such a great hire. He's one of one. There's no other coach in America that is remotely like him. Not in charisma, not in playing resume. This guy is an absolute supernova. So yes, it's a home run hire. He's been a great coach at Jackson State. Someone was going to do it in the Power Five. Colorado just had the brass enough to do it first. And good for them. This is a guy that has an immense amount of confidence. He has done it before at Jackson State. And there have been some criticisms from those that just want to be naysayers, because there's always naysayers about, well, is this really a great fit? A guy that grows up in Florida and plays multiple sports and does all of this. It's like, is he really a good fit at a place that doesn't have a good local recruiting base? You know why I'm laughing? Do you know why I'm laughing? Deion Sanders is the only coach in America that is totally independent of fit and totally independent of local recruiting base. Deion is the fit. He's the sun. Everything revolves around him. He doesn't come in and fit into Boulder. Boulder will fit into Prime. That's what he is. That's what he is. He's the sun. Everything orbits around him. So it doesn't matter where he goes. It's going to be the same operation and the same person. He's not going into fit there. They're fitting into what he wants to do. And you can't say that about many coaches in America. Maybe only one other one. Maybe Nick Saban is like that a little bit, right? Like even the culture and the history of Alabama, they kind of just said like, hey, you know, like whatever you want to do. And he was that type of coach and that type of personality. Well, that's Deion. So it doesn't matter about the fit and local recruiting base. Deion is the local recruiting base. The entire nation is the recruiting base for Deion Sanders. Whatever number is in his phone is the recruiting base for Deion Sanders. He's the magnet that everything else sucks over to. So it doesn't matter if there are going to be five-star players that are playing in Denver, Colorado. It doesn't matter. Why? Because when he texts them and they're in Texas or Southern California or even the Deep South, guess what? They're going to take the visit. Why? Because it's Prime. That's why this is such a brilliant hire. Colorado put themselves on the map in college football in the same year in which they went 1-11 and largely had one of the worst teams in the Power Five. They did it by hiring a guy with an immense amount of character and swagger and integrity and charisma. He's one of one. Every kid in America will answer his DMs, and he's done it before. He's undefeated at Jackson State. As you can tell, I'm very excited about this. This guy is totally independent of fit and local recruiting because he is the fit. He is the recruiting base. Where does Deion Sanders recruit? Wherever he wants. That's the point. Couldn't be more excited.